So I was right. Now the question is what the little freaks were plotting. Now that those little blighters are dealt with, we've got more to take care of. The tunnel rats are swarming all over the Silver Stream mine, setting up camps and sniffing around further and further every day. Greedy little things are looking for loot, I gather. Surveying and foraging is all fine and dandy when it's not on dwarven land. Take care of those tunnel rats and report back to me. Off with you.
I don't have a target. I can't reach them.
Good, good. Now we can see what's going on down in that mine. Dorley's filled me in on this crazy Trog slave operation the kobolds have going. And if you haven't talked to her about it yet, I suggest you do. I'd like to get to the bottom of this. Literally, whoever's running this show is bound to be at the bottom of the mine, calling the shots, and I want them dealt with. Find whatever crafty bugger is directing the geomancers and diggers and bring me back their head. Be good.
I found out what those rats are up to. There's so many of them outside because they've got trogs digging for them in the mine. The tunnel rat geomancers figured out some kind of parlor trick to control the trogs as creatures of the earth or some such. Fascinating, but not something we want to let them practice. Take out those geomancers right away. See you soon.
I need a target.
I don't suppose it was Moira down there? Miracles do happen. That's a Gnollhead. Are you trying to pull some funny business, adventurer? If you're not, I've not the faintest idea what's going on here. Up with you.
I'm sure that only worked because the trogs aren't bright to begin with. But then again, us dwarves were once creatures of the earth as well. Being bossed around by a kobold doesn't sound quite dignified, and I'm glad we didn't get to find out if they could pull that off. Watch your back.
Talk to me. The Silver Stream mine to the east ran dry long ago. It was converted by the Miners' League into a storage depot. But now kobolds have moved in, putting their filthy paws on good dwarven tools. We'll root out those vermin soon enough, but the League wants someone to get their gear out of the mine before we warriors tromp in there and break things. It'll be a tough delve. You might want cohorts at your side. The gear is stored in Miners' League crates throughout the mine. Good luck! I need you to take this back to Mountaineer Cadrell. Show it to him and tell him the nasty critters around here might be having some kind of get-together. Be good. You have that miner's gear, adventurer? Did you see a lot of kobolds in there? The thought of their grimy hands blowing around our mine makes my stomach rumble. Watch your back.
Got some ears for me, then? Nicely done, lad. I could use a adventurer like you around here. Any news from Alga Station? Gnolls and kobolds and trolls. Oh my! I'd laugh if I didn't have another twist in the story for you. So we've got trogs working for kobolds, and kobolds working for gnolls. The gnolls must have moved in from the wetlands. How do I know? Well, they brought friends. Because what's left of the loch is swarming with bluegill murlocs that were never there before. Pests are pests, but this coordination is worrying. I need you to talk to Canary Castshot. She's one of the best hunters in these parts, and she'll know how to handle murlocs if you can pull her away from her mug long enough. Keep your feet on the ground.
Murlocs. Sure, I've hunted murlocs and every single stinkin' one of them deserved what they got. You hear me? Murlocs working with gnolls? That's a laugh. Now, just killing them won't get you anywhere. Too many of the buggers. But I've got a plan, using the old noggin. See, those murlocs, they have this smell. They get that smell on stuff. And when another murloc smells it, they go all crazy. Makes great bait for 'em. Anyway, they've got little glands that have that smell in 'em. You go and get me a bunch of those? Watch your back. Now, while you're running around doing whatever the heck it is that you do, would you mind helping me out a bit? See, I usually go out hunting crocolisks down in the loch, but given certain circumstances, I'd rather sit here right now. Mighty polite of you not to give me grief over it, thanks. So seeing as how you're such a, why don't you bring me back some crocolisk jaws and I'll give you some mostly clean money in return. See you soon.
There's never a shortage of empty bellies here in Thelsamar. Kids running in and out. Workers from the excavation coming in after a hard day's work. We're famous for our blood sausages. I don't suppose you've ever tried them. No. Well, around here you've got to work for your meals. And don't think just because you're a fancy adventurer, you'll be any exception. You get me some fresh bear rumps and leave the cooking to me. Keep your feet on the ground.
When the Stone Urot Dam burst, it drained near the entire loch. Horrible ecological devastation. And don't you go thinking it didn't really affect us dwarves. Not only are we plumb out of fish, but there's acres of dead threshaddons out there, left to rot in the sun. The buzzards are after them, and they're spreading all manner of filth and disease right on the outskirts of town. I can't ask you to clean it all up, but could you deal with the buzzards? Ilin, even just a few will help. Safe travel.
I'm all ready to start cooking. Do you have the bear meat for me? Much obliged. The rump's part of my own secret twist on the recipe. But here's instructions on how to make it with any kind of bear meat. And here's a fresh batch of me own. Mind you eat them fresh. Safe travels.
The document bears the Explorers League crest and seems to detail potential dig sites in Loch Modan. Sooty smudges lead you to believe it was likely stolen by the Dark Iron spies in the area. You recall mention of missing documents at the Explorers League building in Thelsamar.
Well, look at that. You found one of our stolen documents. We're much obliged for its return. Hopefully a bit of gold will suit your fancy for the finder's fee. Off with you.
What's happening? Now don't you stink all to high hell. I'm assuming that's because of the Murlocs, but it's hard to tell. Phew, ain't that a stench? Now you prepare yourself, because I'm about to wow you with what's left of my mental faculties? Alright, now just shut your gob and lem talk, cause here's the plan. Those gnolls and Murlocs are liable to be meeting out there somewhere. So you take this clever plant disguise of mine and you wear it and look like a plant. Then you sneak up on them and you throw this scent pheromone you gathered on the Moshade stand-in with the Murlocs. Then the Murlocs will flip their spit and the Moshades will think twice about trying to work with such crazy lil buggers. Watch your back.
I need to get closer.
recently. Just before the Trogs surfaced within the site, we had uncovered a large number of strange, carved idols. But we didn't have the chance to study them, for soon after their discovery the Trogs chased us away from the ruins. And those idols have a strange effect on the Trogs. It makes them go berserk. Bring me 8 idols. I want to study them, and I want them out of Trog hands. You can find the idols on the Trogs infesting the site. See you soon. Do you have those idols? We must study them and report our findings to Ironforge. You got them. Nicely done, adventurer. And you don't look too worse for wear, even with those berserk trogs about. I'm going to keep my eye on you. You show some promise. Well, you definitely have some fight in you. You know, there are some hunter types at the lodge east of here, up in the hills. They might be right up your alley. Why don't you go pay them a visit and see if they have any work that you might be interested in? Keep your feet on the ground.
The document bears the Explorers League crest and seems to detail transport routes utilized by the League into and out of Loch Modan. Sooty smudges lead you to believe it was likely stolen by the Dark Iron spies in the area. You recall mention of missing documents at the Explorers League building in Thelsamar.
You got my attention.
Hello there, laddie. The Mountaineers sent you over, eh? I do suspect we might have just the sort of work you're looking for. Welcome to the Fast Rider Lodge. We're always looking for new game around here. Daryl may like his boars, but the rest of us prefer things more exotic. Now, I'd never say the lodge draining was a good thing, but it did have a silver lining. The swampy grounds brought in new prey hornets. Giant hornets, mind you. Not many hunters have tussled with massive bugs before. It's rather novel. If you'd like to give it a try, I'll wager with you. Bring me back some of those nice glossy wings of theirs, and I'll pay up. We've seen more foxes in the hills lately. Cunning creatures they are. A good test of a hunter's skills, and a fine profit to boot. It's their tails, fine and fluffy. They're just as good hung on your belt to ward off fleas as they are to line the gloves of some fancy noble. Listen to me prattle on. I'm no goblin, the thrill's in the hunt, but if you bring me back some foxtails, I'll still gladly pay you for 'em. You'll find the foxes just north of the lodge in the lower woodland.
See you soon.
It's stab thistle season. Stab thistle seeds are responsible for up to 89% of seed-related injuries among hunters. You'll find stab thistle seeds mostly in the lower woodland, just north of the lodge. They're commonly found at the base of trees. How are you? And they will stab and hurt you. I'd advise you to avoid them, but I actually need someone to help remove them for the sake of safety. Bring me back stab thistle seeds so we can make sure others don't get hurt. You have a great day now.
Try to contain your excitement, adventurer, for you are in the presence of the greatest boar hunter in Azeroth. Their cunning intellect, rapid speed, ferocious strength, and resilient hide. Yes, boars are the quarry of only the most masterful of hunters. Amateurs need not apply. Why? I bet you've never even hunted such an exotic beast. I'll bet silver any day that you can't match my record of 10 boars killed. Try the ones on the eastern shore of the Loch Modan, but don't hurt yourself now, rookie. See you later.
Hello. I don't suppose you'd be interested in a little payback for his boldness. Daryl does have some skill, it pains me to say. A year ago, a large bear had been the target of the Farstrider Lodge, but none of the hunters had any luck with him. So, Daryl thought he'd try his hand against him. All he had to show for his effort was that ugly scar over his eye. Kill the bear, and I'm sure even Daryl would be speechless for once. The bear, Old Sooty, can be found around his lair in the cave to the north. Be careful.
I'm through with gyrocopters. Sure, they work, but when has that ever been good enough for a real gnome? I want real flight with YNGS. I've been studying birds for years now, trying to unlock the final secret to building a machine that flies just like them. That elegant soaring and swooping, the rush of wind over the wings. You can help me. I need the finest flight feathers you can find. The golden eagles circling near the lodge would be a fine choice. Off and away. Hi. Be good.
That should help prevent disease and illness from spreading into our remaining water. Many thanks, adventurer. travel. No! See you soon. Be good.
Ugh, I can't believe they got their hands on our transport routes. That was just asking for trouble. Thank you for getting this back to us before they were able to do much with it. You probably saved us a lot of heartache. Please accept some coin as a reward for your efforts.
Be good.
Talk to me. So did you get those crocolisk things, or did I make that up? Mighty kind of you to help out an old fool like me. Here's your reward as promised and all. Worked like a charm, didn't it? Maybe Cadrell will get off my darn back now, what with Savin the whole town and all. I suppose you've done earned yourself some proper goods.